Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a super exciting video. We have some new complexion products from Colourpop, and you guys know I love complexion products for one, but it's not just any complexion product. It is the brand new Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. I live, breathe, and die for tinted moisturizers. I wear tinted moisturizers almost every single day unless I'm doing like a full face of makeup, usually only if I'm like filming or going somewhere like to an event or something, but other than that I truly like don't ever really wear a full face of makeup anywhere else. My favorite one that I've always used is the IT Cosmetics CC cream, which has a little bit more coverage, but I do sheer it out like a lot. When I saw that Colourpop was coming out with a tinted moisturizer, I was so excited. Today's video is going to be a little bit different just because I actually have been trying this product out for a good week now. I think I've had it for a while now, so I can really just give you guys my thoughts. Let me give you guys some info and then I will show you guys a demo, and then while I'm doing the demo I will explain like how I use it and what I like about it, just little things that I've noticed here and there, and then I will give you guys like a review after the demo as well. Along with the tinted moisturizer, also coming out with the Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer and the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. So lots of hydrating products here. The tinted moisturizer has hyaluronic acid and coconut water in it to hydrate the skin. It's sheer buildable coverage that evens skin tone. Result: healthy, hydrated, fresh skin. There are 24 shades in the collection. We'll insert a picture of the shade range lined up. I do have the lightest and the darkest shade right here just to show that. I'm not going to be doing swatches. One, because I feel like that's wasteful to just swatch every single one when I'm not going to use them, obviously. Here is the lightest shade, which is Fair 1 Neutral, and here is the deepest shade, which is 24 Neutral. 24 shades is a really good shade range for tinted moisturizer that honestly doesn't really happen. I can only think of one right now, like, and it's high end, and that's Lancome. That has that many shades, unless IT Cosmetics has that many too, which I don't know, I feel like their shade range is a little weird too. Even though I love that one, their shade range is not the best. And for like drugstore products at least, I can't really think of any tinted moisturizers or anything that have that big of a shade range. So I do think that that is really good. Tinted moisturizer is retailing for $12. The primer and the spray are both $10 each. All of these have hyaluronic acid and coconut water in them. I have been using all three of the products together. I mean, I have skipped on like the mist a couple days, but I have been using the two together. I was told that this is launching September 26th, so if that ends up changing, I will leave that in the description box. Let's get into applying it so you guys can see what it looks like on the skin. I haven't applied anything to my face yet, so let's apply the primer. This smells like coconut water. It smells really nice. This feels like instantly so hydrating. We've prepped our skin. We can go into applying the tinted moisturizer. On the box for the directions it says to prep your skin with the hydrating primer, and it says to use Pretty Fresh blending sponge. I don't know if they're launching a blending sponge with that, since that is like the name of the product. I didn't get it. Even then, like, I usually don't apply tinted moisturizer with a damp sponge. I always apply it with a brush. Specifically this one, the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe number 7 all over. It's the double-ended one with the brush and then the concealer one, because most of the time I am going to work and I get ready in like 5 minutes. I don't have time to go to the sink and wet my beauty blender and do that. I literally grab a brush, apply this, blend out my concealer, bam, 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 and I'm out the door in like 5 minutes. So I don't have time for that, and I just personally like to apply tinted moisturizer with a brush, which is so weird because usually for foundation, I'm always like, I don't like using brushes for my foundation. So it's the opposite for tinted moisturizer for me. So I like to use a brush, but you can definitely use whatever you want. It also says you can use your fingertips to lightly dab and blend into the skin. I also do use my fingers for tinted moisturizer as well. If I'm running like super late and I don't even want to like grab the brush, I'm just like trying to like hurry up and go. And the shade Medium 9W is pretty close like my skin tone. So once your skin is prepped with the primer, I just like to take one pump first, and I've noticed, so a lot comes out with one pump. So I've noticed that when I apply just one layer of this, it really just evens out my skin tone. Let me apply it. So I just like to take it and dab it all over like that, and then I just start to blend it out. It obviously gives me some color, but I find with one layer like this, it really just evens out my skin tone and kind of just perfects anything like that. Yeah, so one layer like that, it just really evens out my skin tone. I can still see pretty much my skin underneath this. It's pretty sheer coverage like that. So I will leave it like this on like a day-to-day basis, like if I'm just going to like the store or something. But if I am going to like work, I will add another pump like that, and I will do a second layer just to give me light coverage. And that's what I've noticed with it. I haven't gone any more than 2 layers of this. It doesn't like build up weird or anything like that. It doesn't get cakey, and it feels so hydrating. This one has a slight coconut scent to it too, but not as much as the primer. This one just gives me a little bit more coverage, and this is what I usually will wear to work. I think this is the 4th, or this might be the 5th time I'm wearing this, so I think I kind of get the gist of like my feelings on it and how I like it and stuff like that, and like how I've been using it. So that's how I've been using it, and I will just leave it at that. Still see my freckles and everything through this, but my skin just looks so nice, hydrated. It feels so nice, even though you would think that tinted moisturizers, all of them would be hydrating. Some of them are not, and some of them do make me look dry and gross and cakey. I'll just go with concealer after this. I just use the Fenty one. I just apply a little bit like that. Again, like when I'm wearing tinted moisturizer, I don't do the most. Like I have worn this with like an actual full face of makeup though, like not a natural look, and I think it still looks really good. Like my skin looks bomb with it on. And at first, like it does kind of feel like it's not gonna like set and stay a little dewy, and it does stay dewy. I wouldn't say it's like super dewy though. I would say it's more of like a glow, a healthy glow, more so than like a dewy feeling, because I don't like that feeling at all. I notice that once I apply my concealer, and then I will set my under eyes, then I also will set right here and just right here. And after that, like after a couple minutes, it does seem to not feel like tacky or anything anymore. Wouldn't say it necessarily like dries down, but it definitely doesn't feel as tacky as it does immediately, because when I first tried it on, I was like, ooh, I don't like that feeling. Like it's one of those feelings that like when you wear like luminous foundation, stuff like that, where like you can still feel it on your skin a little bit, but after like I would say like a minute, like even right now it's already kind of going away, that feeling goes away. So that's really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply bronzer, blush, all that stuff, and then like maybe like a really easy eye look really quick, and then I'll come back and I'll spray my face with the setting spray. So I just went ahead and did a really simple look. I'm wearing the Whatever palette on my eyes. Lips, I'm wearing the Cherry Pickin' just to tint. Let me spray the setting mist really quick. So this smells like coconut water as well. It smells so nice and it feels so refreshing. It has a really fine mist. I will also insert a clip of a close-up of my face with my phone, since my phone has better camera than my actual camera, so I will insert that as well. I'm not going to be doing a wear test today because this doesn't really claim to be long wearing or anything. It is like just a tinted moisturizer. However, I will say that the times that I have worn it, it has lasted a really long time on my skin. I will insert a clip as well from the other day. I think this was the first time that I tried it. I applied it right when I got home from work around like 2 o'clock, and when I filmed this little clip, I wasn't even planning on like filming it or anything. I literally had just like, it was the end of the day already. It was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, holy crap, my skin still looks so good. Like it held up so well. So I just went and grabbed my phone and filmed a little clip of that. I've noticed that it does last a pretty long time on my skin for a tinted moisturizer. I've worn this now just kind of like doing things around the house. The second time I wore it, I ran a bunch of errands. I was out and about. It's been hot. The third time I wore it, I did a wedding. So I was doing makeup. It was hot. I was moving around. Whenever I do clients, I'm always like so hot because I'm like constantly doing things and, you know, blending and, you know, taking clients all day long. So I did a wedding that day. After that, I ran a ton of errands. I had so much stuff to do after I did the wedding. So I was out and about. It was hot again. Like, it's been hot all week. So, again, it lasted like all day long. Like, I was so impressed with how long it lasts. My other couple ones that I use don't nearly last as long as this one. When I filmed that little clip, it didn't look as like perfect as it did when I first applied it, but that's because when I'm wearing tinted moisturizer, I'm not as conscious of how much I touch my face like when I'm wearing foundation. So I'm always kind of like this, or like when I'm driving I'm like this, or I always end up touching my face, so it always kind of will wear off around like this area. But my overall review on all three of the products is I really love them. Mist is really good if you have dry skin. I think you guys will love that. Same for the primer. It just feels so hydrating. I wish the primer was a little bit bigger because I feel like I might go through this a little bit fast because I do love the way it feels on the skin. It feels just like so hydrating. And the star of the show, the Tinted Moisturizer, I think it's amazing. I think all three products, the name of it is perfect, pretty fresh. They all just make your skin look so nice and fresh, healthy, glowy, without looking like dewy or like overly dewy or anything like that, which is what I was kind of scared for. I was a little scared that it was going to be like really dewy and not last. Other tinted moisturizers, I notice I get really shiny in this area. I'll always kind of like break up, whereas this one I didn't really notice it as bad. I definitely got shiny in that area, but not nearly as much as like other ones make me get. Of the tinted moisturizer, I honestly don't think I will be using the other tinted moisturizers anymore, just because I love the way that this one looks. It makes my skin look so good. Like, I'm just obsessed with it. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like you're wearing anything on your skin, and it still looks like your skin, but like way better. Like, it just evens out your skin tone and evens out any like imperfections. Like, it just looks so good. I'm obsessed with it. I think this is probably one of my favorite products that Colourpop has come out with, especially in their complexion products. I'm not a huge fan of like their regular foundation. I do like their foundation stick, but I think this is like the best one so far. I feel like these kind of products don't really get talked too much about in the beauty community because I feel like not that many people use products like this. I don't know. At least the people that I watch, it's always like full glam, full face of makeup, heavy glam, things like that. And I know I would do a lot of like colorful looks. I only do that for YouTube. Like, obviously if I'm going somewhere and stuff like that, like if I'm going to an event, or like, I'm not scared of doing bold looks, but on a daily basis, this is what I look like. If you guys ever meet me in person, and this is what I look like. I usually always have tinted moisturizer on, a tinted lip balm, and that's just how I look all the time. Love to talk about these kind of products because I know a majority of people use these kind of products. I've tried many tinted moisturizers in the past. I've been using tinted moisturizers since high school because I never liked to wear foundation. I think this is definitely one of my favorite ones that I have tried, and like I said, it just, I don't know, it just makes my skin look so good. I honestly don't have any complaints about this one. Like, I have none, zero, not a complaint in the world. I think it's amazing. I truly have nothing bad to say about it. I wish I could say like one negative thing, but I don't. I have nothing bad to say about it. I like the packaging. I like that it has a pump. I like that you get 1.45 fluid ounces in here. You get a good amount of product in here for the price. It's a good price point for someone like me who wears tinted moisturizer a lot, like, and you're always kind of searching for like that perfect one, because I know I am, like, even though I've settled with like certain ones, I'm always like, well, maybe there's like a better one out there. And honestly, like I said, this is one of my favorites. Right now it's 1:30, so if I have time, I will include a clip later on. I've had this on for already like half an hour now because I was doing something after I finished doing my makeup. Overall, I give it 2 thumbs up, 10 out of 10 for me. I think they did a great job with this collection, and I love that everything has the hyaluronic acid in it because I'm a huge fan of hyaluronic acid. I love using everything with hyaluronic acid in it. If you're someone that wears tinted moisturizer and is always looking for like that really good one, definitely try this one out and see how it works for you. Obviously everyone's skin is different. Some people are really dry, really oily. I have more normal, sometimes dry skin. I used to be a little bit more dry, but now it's on the more normal side, just because what works for me may not work for you. I just always want to say that, especially when it comes to complexion products, because everyone's skin is different. But for me, I did notice that it worked great. I hope that this video was helpful for you if you guys were thinking about picking this up. If you guys have any questions, leave me a comment down below. As always, I do have my code with Colourpop. You guys can use code Katrina to save 10% off. I will leave that in the description box for you guys down below as well. Thank you guys to everyone who always uses my code. I appreciate you so much, so thank you. If you guys did like this video, then make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in my next video.